at a certain point in the league's existence, I'm going to need for Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as each other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, actually. And I've considered roping my sister in it to have office purse charges. Now, this is when Caitlin Clark chimed in. Caitlin Clark said, careful, you're going to get fined. Then Sydney Colson said, I can't.
The WNBA has been thrown into another storm of controversy as Caitlin Clark and Sydney Colson broke their silence on what they call blatant referee favoritism. This time, they didn't hold back, directly confronting the double standards plaguing the league. Their explosive remarks are pulling the curtain back on what could be the WNBA's biggest hidden problem, and it's sparking major debate across the sports world.
Paying you, ref. Who you betting on? And mind you, there was some problems going on with the shot clock throughout the game. But man, there is no way. Right at the end of the game, you should be on top of it. You telling me you're not paying attention to when some hands touch that ball? Come on, man. And then to reward them with the timeout, like, fam, that's crazy work. Look, Caitlin Clark, like, what is going on here? She's like, no. Look, Caitlin ready to run the floor, fam.
On August 29th, the Indiana Fever edged out the Los Angeles Sparks in a nail-biting 76-75 finish. But instead of a night of celebration, things quickly spiraled into chaos. From her living room, sideline star Sydney Colson, still recovering from a torn ACL, witnessed something that left her absolutely fuming.
There is one referee. We definitely have to check for betting slips for this guy right here. I think his name is like Agun Agazi, because it sure seemed like he did not want to let the Fever take away this win, making the last 1.9 seconds last almost 5 minutes. He was just like letting them call a reset timeout, and then he was like, no, it's a foul. But I think the worst part about that 1.9 seconds was when 0.4 seconds was left on the clock and Kelsey Mitchell was at the free throw line. She was trying to miss on purpose because that takes time off of the clock, because if she would have made it in, they would have been able to inbound and possibly do a tip in. But this guy allowed a reset timeout. When do you allow a reset timeout with 0.4 seconds?
Midway through the second quarter, Kelsey Mitchell cut hard to the rim. Just as she gained momentum, Kelsey Plum blatantly grabbed and pulled her to prevent the play. The foul was so obvious, fans in the cheap seats could see it plain as day.
Oh, there's Leah. You gave them every chance to win. If you look at this in slow motion, you can see Caitlin Clark clearly smiling in confusion, smiling in, did that really just happen? Smiling in, you sly W. And she says, she points at the other team, you gave them every chance to win. Oh, goodness gracious. Caitlin Clark, she's chomping at the bits to start talking to these referees during the game, during free throws.
Unbelievably, the referees swallowed their whistles like the play never happened. Mitchell managed to power through for a layup, but the non-call lit a fire. The Fever bench erupted in frustration, setting the stage for the night's most dramatic moments.
It's what everybody saw in that game. Like, it didn't really matter what was going on. We all knew what was happening. We all knew what was happening there. And the game was being given. The game was absolutely being given to the Sparks. They were giving the Sparks every single chance possible to go and win that game. Even though realistically, did they deserve to win that game? Hell no. Hell no. They did not. And I mean that. They did not deserve to win that.
Caitlin Clark, despite being sidelined with injury, jumped from her seat in outrage. Yelling at the refs, she repeatedly shouted, "Call it! Call it!" Her teammate Lexi Hull joined the protest, standing up in fury, only to get slapped with a technical foul. Let that sink in. Hull gets punished for being upset over a no-brainer foul, while the actual offender who committed it walks away untouched.
Oh, please tell me y'all saw Caitlin Clark, the GOAT. Y'all saw Caitlin Clark crash out on the bald head ref last night. Please tell me y'all saw this. And she had Caitlin Clark spazzed on the referee last night. And I'm not mad about it. I see a lot of the haters talking about, oh, she be doing too much with the man. Mind your business. You are not in a GOAT's place, so stay out of a GOAT's business, okay? It's that simple. The officiating was awful last night. I don't know what was going on in that Los Angeles Sparks Indiana Fever game, but the officiating was flat out.
And here's where it blew wide open. Watching at home, Carlson had seen enough. She blasted out a tweet that instantly captured the mood. At some point, Kelsey Mitchell deserves the same whistle as other stars. The way she gets hacked is unreal. I've even thought about asking my sister to file charges. This wasn't clout chasing. It was a serious accusation of systemic bias. The tweet exploded online, and before long, Caitlin Clark herself added fuel to the fire.
But Kelsey Mitchell's whistle last night was horrific. And Kelsey drove to the basket a lot. She is the type of person that just goes through a lot of defenders, and she wasn't getting a call. This really was not her game. She was not hitting it from the three whatsoever, but everyone is entitled to having a bad game here and there. And I think she was kind of due for one because of the tear that she's been on lately. Even Sid Colson took to Twitter to talk about it, saying, at a certain point in the league's existence, I'm gonna need Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, actually, and I've considered roping my sister in to have her
Clark's reply? Just 5 words dripping with sarcasm. Careful, you're going to get fined. It was a mic drop statement that summed up the WNBA's culture of silence and criticism. Clark was referencing the league's growing reputation for punishing outspoken players, especially after what happened to Sophie Cunningham, who's been fined multiple times simply for calling out poor officiating.
Careful, you're going to get fined. Then Sydney Colson said, I can't get no more fine. So Lynn Dunn stated, agree, I will help pay the fine. So that's what Lynn Dunn stated yesterday about the fines. And Caitlin Clark said, love it. Everyone listen to Lynn. So it's definitely a lot of exchange going back and forth there. That's crazy. Erica's in the mix.
Cunningham's case is a perfect example. She was fined $500 for joking about refs on TikTok, another $1,500 for speaking her mind on her podcast, and then again for daring to question why Paige Buchers seemed to get superstar whistle treatment. Her words, you couldn't touch her. If that's a standard, then give it to our guards too. Instead of addressing the fairness issue, the league went after her wallet, sending a clear message, speak up and you'll pay. Carlson, already fined before, replied to Clark's sarcasm with chilling truth. I can't get fined anymore.
I love Paige to death. Do not get me wrong. I think, I think she's a hell of a player and, would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. You literally couldn't touch her. Couldn't touch her. And that shit is so annoying to me. And if you're going to do that, then give it to our guards. I just hate the inconsistency.
When whistles are player focused, that's I think that's a huge problem. But then again, I don't know what sport that doesn't exist. But she's a rookie. She shouldn't get whistles as a rookie.
Facts.
Is that fair to say?
We know she's a good rookie and she's going to get some whistles. But to get the treatment she got last night was...
The numbers back up the outrage. Caitlin Clark absorbed 17% of all flagrant fouls across the entire league this season. 17%. That's not random. That's targeted. Kelsey Mitchell isn't spared either. Against the Sparks, she only got 2 free throw attempts despite relentlessly driving into the paint. Meanwhile, other stars are rewarded with whistles for far less contact. When Cunningham said, if I was a ref, I'd miss calls too, but ignoring obvious ones right in front of you is inexcusable. The league's answer was more fines, not solutions.
More people are talking about the refs than that. More people are talking about Caitlin Clark's reaction than that. And that just sums up how bad the refereeing is that we have seen an unbelievable game. We have seen an unbelievable game. A game where you're like, okay, maybe, just maybe, the Fever have not even just maybe, the Fever put themselves in a great position. They've put themselves in a great position to succeed. But now you're looking and you're like, What do people remember from this game? Caitlin Clark having to be restrained by...
This goes way beyond one bad game. What's unfolding is a pattern of biased officiating that undermines the league's credibility. Fever head coach Stephanie White has repeatedly called out the double standard, labeling it egregious. Her honesty earned her fines, too. The favoritism is blatant. Fouls that cripple Indiana magically turn into clean plays for other teams. Clark gets punished for showing emotion, while opposing players commit harder fouls with no consequence. It's like refs are running two separate rule books in the same game.
Yeah, okay. It was this dude right here. And from what I've seen, the man has been a part of controversial calls all year. He's been a part of it all year, man. Oh, my goodness. What was his name? Jack, what you say? Agan Abazi. Agan Abazi, man. This man is diabolical work to the WNBA. He's betting. Somebody get the shame bell. Ding, ding, shame. Ding, ding, shame. Ding, ding. Come on, man.
What makes it worse is the financial imbalance. Sophie Cunningham, earning around $90,000 this season, has already coughed up more than $2,000 in fines for speaking up. That's a heavy hit for simply telling the truth about her workplace. Yet, instead of silencing players, the league's tactics are backfiring. Fans are offering to pay fines to their favorite players, while respected figures like Lynn Dunn are backing the athletes publicly. And the irony? At a time when Caitlin Clark's rookie year has brought unprecedented attention to the WNBA, the league seems more focused on silencing stars than protecting them. It's like they found a goose that lays golden eggs and decided to shoot it for being too loud.